Good morning. I did not expect that wake and bake to be that big. Cheers. It is Monday morning. We started off right. Hello, hello, hello. Do me a favor as you jump on here. Good morning, Dennis. Say hello and tell me where we're watching from. And as always, drop a grateful fit in the comments. Drop a grateful fit in the comments. But no, we are here on Monday morning. It is the last wake and bake of August. And the last wake and bake where I won't have a commercial building. What? What is getting very, very, very real, very, very, very fast. I'm getting ready to message some admins and some mods. I got some big things today I want to tell y'all about. I woke up this morning with a pounding headache. Like this side of my head, like my eye, my ear, all of this felt really funky, right? And I woke up this morning and I was like, I have things to do today. I have got cookies to make and carrot cakes to make and butter to make. And I have to meet an accountant today and I have things to do and my ear cannot be hurting and this cannot be happening today. And I took a deep breath and I was like, hey, all is well. All is in divine time. I'm spiraling. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just waking up. Let me take a deep breath. Let me stop what I'm doing because I'm about to ruin it, right? To ruin this stuff. But now I was like, I'm about to ruin my entire day over how I feel when I initially open my eyes. And things kind of get discombobulated. We all know that, right? And I want to ask y'all a question this morning. It's wake and bake. It's Monday morning. Have you ever woke up and you're like, I don't want to. Today is not the day. Like, not today, Satan, right? And you lay there and you like finagle like just how you can I just don't feel good today. I'm just gonna lay here. I'm allowed to do it. And you start having that whole internal battle about up, down, am I going, am I not? And then you get up and you get moving. And as soon as you get in the shower and you start your day, you're like, why did I even fret over my day? Right? Why did I even lay there and fret about this? Because I knew I was getting up and it's fine now that I'm moving. And I think that that's kind of like what today is about for me. It's about um not allowing myself to upper limit myself, right? Not allowing me to upper limit myself. Today is when I go meet an accountant and actually start like putting things into play. And I think that is very much an upper limit issue for me. And if you don't know what that is, you need to read The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. It's an amazing book. I talk about books all the time. And if you are interested in the Happy Weekly Club, know that the books are not an option because reading about these practices and actually doing the workshops in these books are the kind of the catalyst for growth, right? And that's what today's about. Today is talking about the fact that, a year ago, my laying in bed may have been 30 minutes. 2 years ago, it may have been an hour. 4 years ago, before all this happened, I would have called into work and laid in bed all day. And I would have used, I don't feel good and I'm allowed to feel bad because a lot of us use that I don't feel good because it's an easy way for nobody to question when we're just depressed and don't want to get out of bed. So we use I don't feel good. And depression is I don't feel good, right? But it's a different kind of I don't feel good. And so I knew that that's what this morning was. It was an anxiety. It was an anxiety reaction to me being anxious, right? I was anxious. It was anxiety function of anxiety. It was what it was. I was anxious about a new adventure today, things kind of rubber hitting the road, right? Pieces and parts that are outside of my comfort zone. Monday mornings when I have to wake up and go right into the kitchen, I'm not nervous. I get up and get it done. I know it'll be done. I have no problems with it. When I have to get up on Monday mornings and do things outside of my comfort zone, things that push me, things that I don't know exactly how it runs at all times, then yeah, I get up and I do the same thing. Maybe a lot of you do about things that that stress you out. And maybe the things that stress you out right now are just being in the world, right? It's just having to go to work, or it's just having to see that person that's showing up at 8 o'clock in the morning, or it's even having to like get anxiety about getting dressed to go to the doctor, right? A lot of us just don't like to leave our little comfort zones, right? And I'm one of them. It always amazes me how people don't know my schedule yet, but that's okay. Not everybody knows my schedule, right? So we are up. We have had breakfast. We like I'm in third person. Like I'm up. I went ahead and got up. Not showered yet, right? I'm not ready for that yet. But I have had breakfast. I'm drinking my coffee. You just saw the giant wake and bake. I got into the things that I know how to do, right? I was like, we do wake and bake at 9 o'clock on Monday mornings. That was what the 9 to 9:45, 10 o'clock. I get dressed and I go straight over to my accounting meeting. No big deal, right? And I gotta sneeze. Thank you. Some of that pressure coming out of my head. I said, I'm going to get up. And I said, today is like any other day, right? You put one foot in front of the other and you fail. Even if I fail today, even if I go in there like an idiot and they're like, I don't want to help you. Man, I don't know. I'm interviewing them, right? I'm inside my head about it. It's no big deal. It's not, it's like, what am I even worried about? Like, what am I even worried about? Do I want to use this accountant? Yes or no? What are the services they offer? That's all I'm going to get today, right? But it's actually about like putting things into action, right? And it's interesting when your dreams start becoming reality, how you get a little nervous. At least I do. I've gotten a little nervous about some of the things. And I think that once we have the keys this week, and we can get into the space, Red took his vacation time to help me get in there and kind of like figure out where things are going to go. So we talked about it a lot this weekend. He and I have really sat down and really like and he came up with the most. I can't even wait. I can't even tell y'all because until it's unveiled, he came up with basically our tagline, like the whole tagline of our store. He says, I've been thinking about how I want people to answer the phone and what I want people to say when people walk in the door. And I did not know Wake and Bake was going to go here today, but you know how it goes. It made my heart so happy, right? Because I have had such ownership of this business as a me thing, right? And I've held it like a child, like a mama bear protects a baby. I have protected this vision of this entire. I've really like I have been an ass about it. Like I am working through my gripping of the things, right? I am working through my gripping of the things, um, and I never feel right. I never feel because I love the Grateful Fed. I love this community so much, and the business is so much more than just a brick and mortar store or accounting or an attorney or a piece of paper. It is about the community. So I am very, very protective. I am like a grizzly bear between in front of her cubs. And so when anybody else gets their hands involved in the business, it takes me a little bit to like figure out what I'm going to allow them to like get their hands on, right? I'm real funny about it. Like I know, and everybody's like, I feel micromanaged or I feel like you don't appreciate my opinion. And I look at them in the eyes and you can ask every person who has been involved in this business with me, from the people who work with me all the way down to the people who think about investing in me, who have tried to partnership and work with me and try to get involved in some way. Every person who has said to me, I kind of feel like, I don't have a say, I don't have a voice, or I feel micromanaged, or Red's like, you don't, nothing I say is right. I love you too. And so many people say that to me, and I say, and I look them in the eyes, and I know it, and I'm like, I am so self-aware. I'm like, you are right. You are right. And Red has been the one who's called it the most. There's been two people, and I'm not going to name the other person. She might be watching. I don't know. She's trying to call me, but her and my husband, like, I have probably been the hardest on the two of them. And it's probably because I appreciate their opinion a lot, right? I respect both of them. And my ego has really, really, really like this is my shadow work as the hometown hippie business with all of these things. But I am very self-aware that I have gripped. And it's because, and I've been shadow working through it and I have been journaling through it. This is what I think it is, right? I have worked very hard to be as authentic as my food. So I'm gonna get emotional today. I can already feel it because it's been one of those mornings. Um, when I come on here and you see this, or you hear the nonsense I talk about, the laughs and all the things, you are watching real time the implosion, explosion, deconstruction, reconstruction. You are watching in real time this whole thing unfold. Like, this is true reality TV. I'm not hiding anything from you. Like, the days when everything is great, I'm on here smiling. The days when everything is kind of shitty, I'm on here crying. I share this with you all because I feel like we are a community. And when I say it takes a village, when I started like journaling and saying you have to have a village to make things happen in this world, and you have to like, it's the passion, right? When you say that, um, for me, um, when I tell y'all all these things, it's because Barbara, it's going to be on 1811 West 3rd Street. It's where the outer U is now. It's where the outer U is now, and they are moving out. We get the possession of the building on September 1st. But I've been gripping it because I didn't feel like anybody else had my passion about it. And that's exactly the word I wanted to use, Heather. Right? I felt like everybody else was very much approaching this from a dollars and cents and a pragmatic standpoint. Right? It's like, okay, you understand if I do this for you, then I might have to have a engineer's report. I have to do this and I have to do that. I'm like, I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. And he was like, well, what? I was like, this is not, I was like, it will work out. I'm like, I am not going to cut one fucking corner with this business and fear of like what it cost, because I don't chase money. I can earn money. That's not an issue. But this dream, this passion, this thing that I am doing, it means so much to me. It is the legacy that I have been building for the last several years. And I probably have been building this for way longer than the last 3 years. It's been in my brain. It's been all the things, right? The puzzle's been in the box. And when I finally put the puzzle on the table and I started getting it out of my head and onto paper, it's it has manifested in beautiful this beautiful, I can see it. Like, I can see it. It's so close I can taste it. I've had so many conversations this weekend on Messenger with folks asking about the Grateful Grocer. And that's the thing, is like, right now we're building out these things so that I can start taking clients, because I can't do it out of my house. I have to have a commercial space, because I am going to be your full on wellness, your hometown hippie concierge. We're going to sit down. I'm going to start, as soon as we get the commercial building open, I am going to start sitting down. I'm going to start taking private members for the Grateful Fed Grocer, right? The Grateful Fed Grocer. And you will be able to come in. We will sit down. We'll talk about your family's food profile, the ways that we can assist you, and we will create a monthly, weekly, daily plan to where I'm going to take the hard work out of homemade for you and your family. I'm going to make it affordable and easy for you to become a local consumer, a Whole Foods consumer, without breaking the bank and without having to like change your schedule so much. And right now, Red and I talked about it yesterday. He's like, sweetheart, I love you. He says, and you're going to kill yourself because everybody's going to want this. So we are having, he's asked me, and this is one of the things I got real shitty about. He's like, I need you to cap it at 30. He said, the days of the week, the days of the month, there's 30 days in a month. I want you, he said, you can focus on one client a month. Even if you do more work for that, he said, you give each person a day and you feel comfortable with that. I was like, you can't do it that way. You got to do it this way. You got to do it. He's like, stop. He told me yesterday, like, what makes this special is you doing it. It's the personal passion you put into it. He said, and you can't do a million because you're not ready for that yet. He said, you're going to have to phase it up. And I was like, what? He said, yes. So he asked me to cap the membership. So I'm going to let everybody know that's watching this that's local. Because if you're local, you can get in on this. Only it's not going to be anything that we can ship out because it's a fresh, local, organic as we can get, as local as we can get, and as fresh as we can get. Our motto is we do our best always. Everything you get is going to be the very best. I will pick menu items that I can source as locally as possible, but there may be times when we have to go outside of 100 miles to get something. I'm trying to look at a 100-mile radius to be able to source all the things. But there may be a time whenever we have to like use Misfit boxes or something like that from California and places that are going to be able to ship in some produce just to keep up with it because we have to have it. If we're going to be feeding people more than their grocery service. So I am still thinking through all of that and trying to once I sit down with people's food profiles, I can really figure out how we do it. But like he said, I need to cap it. So we are going to, it's going to be a private food membership club is how I have to do it right now as a private caterer. And we're going to sit down and figure out what your needs are. We're going to come up with options for you. I've got a couple different options. I'm still working on all that. But it is going to allow people to get the quality that I want to give. And my husband is right. So if you are spending time right now and you have something that you are gripping onto that is yours, right? A project, an idea, all the things. Um, I have been finding, right, that yes, the gripping of my thing has like I fought for it, I died for it, I slept, I didn't sleep, didn't eat, didn't cry for it. I will win. I know that, right? That poem is just ringing in my head all the time. But it is about allowing, like when you grip, you won't even hear, right? You don't even listen to other ideas or other perspectives or other points of view. And I get very tunnel visioned. My way is the only way. And in that retreat last week, one of the things in recall journaling that I did was my way is not the only way and not the best way always. And I am learning. And I appreciate all the people who have given me advice or asked me questions and maybe like offered suggestions like, hey, what about you go with this? And I'm like, that is not going to work because this is and it's not about, and I'm sorry if I've made anybody who has reached out, who has wanted to participate or contribute. I'm sorry if I made any of you feel unheard or unappreciated because you are so heard and so appreciated. And it's like I say all the time, right? The seed planting the seed. And so some of those things you said them and I heard them. And they've been resonating and they've been sitting there and they've been digging a spot, right? And they have gotten some soil and I've given them a little fertilizer. And I've even showed them some sunshine and some journal entries and talked about it out loud to myself. And that's how I do a lot of things. I have to have a conversation with myself out loud in this office or throughout the house. And Mondays are my days to do that. And so there's always a room to do better, right? There's always room, and I'm going to say improvement. There's always room for improvement. There's always room for new ideas. Whatever you need, don't do it all. Don't stress it. We're here for you. Those that are local have hands. Oh, I love that so much, and I appreciate that. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And it's more about Melanie, and I love this so much, and I appreciate y'all so very much. It is more about the administrative pieces as well, things that as far as how to set and structure and do the things. And I am a lot about I'm not a Peter Pan. What's Robin Hood, right? And I'm like, and Red gives me a hard time about it because he's like, you take from the rich to give to the poor, and you want to like make sure there's equity. And I'm going to talk about that actually. That was what today was supposed to be about when I got up at 2:00 this morning and wrote some stuff down. But it is about he laughs at me because he's like, he's like, you want to do for all of these people. He was like, but you have to put your mask on first. Let's shore up like our stuff. Let's like get our bills and let's get our house built and let's do our things. Let's shore up our house before you stop trying to put everybody else into something. And I got that from my mama, y'all. My mom would always say, I don't have a pot to piss in or want to throw it off the window. And she's like, but we can all eat. She's like, but everybody eats. And that's how I was raised, right? I didn't the happiest times of my life. The wealthiest times of my life have been the happiest times of my life because that is where true wealth is. The wealthiest times of my life have been whenever I had 5 roommates, right? We were all working side by side for a common cause, like we, my cousins and all that, Um, I did not know this was going to happen. But it is, right? And it's interesting. It's interesting. Um, because this morning I had written this about a week or so ago. I had written this about a week and a half ago. And this morning I got up and 50-year-old bladder, I'm not 50 quite yet, but my soon to be 50-year-old bladder was like, you have to pee. And it said, grab your journal. I want you to read something. And I was like, well, I guess I'm better than grabbing my phone. So I left my phone sitting here and I grabbed the journal. And it was sometimes when I wake up, I'm like, what is tomorrow's wake? And I know that it's my angels, I'm channeling at that time. And I do it good in the middle of the night. And I don't even bother with it anymore because I'm like, I always affirm I am getting all the rest and I'm taking care of my body as needed. And I've been getting sleep and stuff just in different patterns. So I knew this was about this morning, and it was talking about. It told me to reread this horizontal versus vertical morality because I was struggling with it. Red and I were having a conversation yesterday. This whole thing about like giving it out, equity, and all the things. And when I read this, it was like share this with the group tomorrow because somebody needs to hear it. Somebody needs perspective on this. Someone needs to understand this before they can join the Happy Hippie Club, is what I was told in my little message I got, is that someone needs to hear this so that they understand what you're about from this standpoint. I was like, okay. Y'all perfect, literally perfectly. I love y'all so much. I appreciate that. I think Red is very, very, very hyper vigilant when it comes to protecting me. And I appreciate him for that 100,000,000%. Also, he knows that whenever we get into a commercial building, right, and we have office out, different hours and stuff, that even though I do it here in the house, that I'm going to be outside of the home doing it, which is a different environment, which means energy. And he knows that I have this place like perfectly protected and that I can protect the energy that enters it, that I very much I've gotten this within my energy ball. Like I feel like when I can stand outside and I can like put a force field up around the 3 acres. Like I really feel like divinely guided in that. Okay. And please, if you watch this, don't think that I'm out there like I'm not like Leviosa. I'm not. What I'm doing is I'm taking in energy. I'm pulling in that source, that God energy, right? And I'm filling myself up and I'm asking it to go out and bless the land that I live on, bless the home that I'm in, and protect it from all things that would seek harm or would not be to our highest and best. Because I don't just think that people intentionality, if you ask for things specifically, like nobody that wants to do me harm, a lot of people don't mean to do you harm, but they bring the energy that does. So I say, protect us from anything that does not serve our highest and best good. So anything that inadvertently can't even get through, because I wanted to, if it does not serve this property, the family that lives here and the people that reside within, if it does not work to our highest and best good, it is not allowed to cross our threshold. And so far, so good, right? But I explained to him, I said, he thinks that a lot of people try to come in and take advantage and ask favors, and I'm like, stop it. I will always do my best. But I also understand that you have to allow other people to fail and to do their best. And I understand that there's going to be, there's going to be employees that come and go. There's going to be Grateful Fed members that show up and are all into it and then disappear off the face of the planet and don't give you a reason why, right? And it always stresses me out when somebody has been ordering religiously, every week, and then they stop. They just fall off the face of the planet, right? And so for my personal person, like that's kind of like a gauge, is like I've seen this, I know that you're medicating, I know that you're okay. And when you fall off and I contact you, it's never to buy anything. I reach out. Like some of y'all will know that if I've not heard from y'all, and some of y'all will let me know you're okay so that I know you're okay. Or I will go stalk and see if you've been commenting somewhere else. That way I know that you're alive. But I want to say, I'm like, hey, just hadn't seen you in a while. Wanted to make sure you were okay. And then I always feel weird doing that because I'm always like, am I? And that's Dorothy. It's not that, sweetheart. It's not. I've seen you alive, so I knew you were all right. And I know that, like, people have money situations that come up and arise and all the things, and they maybe were celebrating a birthday or blah blah blah, and then other. But I'm just saying that I care, right? I care. But I told Red, I was like, I am ready, and I said, here's the thing: the evolution of me moving into this different energetic space. Don't think that I'm not going to have a bubble around that building. Don't think that the first thing that we're going to do is clean that and stage it all out in Palo Santo wood and smudge it. And I'm going to have people come in and bless it of every kind of caliber because I am. Because I am. I know I'm a bit sassy today. I hear you. I'm a bit sassy today too. But what this journal entry was that I think is important to share with y'all, it's talking about, and tell me if I've shared this or not, or tell me if you know what this is, horizontal versus vertical morality, right? Horizontal versus vertical morality. And I am definitely I'm a horizontal, I get my morality from a horizontal level. Now, most people who are subscribed to a deity, right? You subscribe to a deity, say God, like you're a Christian or a Jewish or um, Muslim or any kind of like deity based, like specific deity based religion. It's a higher power, right? It's a higher power above. So the vertical is an up and down line, and you have God up here, right? You have your higher power here, and then you try to reach that higher power, and you take your morality by how close you are to that higher power. Um, it's because you follow the rules and the laws set out, and you abide by that, and you get rewards and punishments, right? So no cussing, no lying, no cheating, no stealing, like the rules of morality, right? The higher power sets those rules. They're above you. You're on this spectrum of like trying to get closer to God, and you get that way by following rules and laws that have a set of punishments and rewards that go along with them, right? Do unto others, they do unto you, right? The vertical thing, like you believe God and you have to do these things to get to where you need to be. Um, that believes in levels, right? And if you believe in that vertical view, and I get that a lot of people believe in that vertical view, that's something that I lived in for many, 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 many years. If you believe that there's someone above you on that vertical line, right? This is how the psychology of this works. If you believe God's up here and you're somewhere here, then you believe in your morality that you're above someone because you believe in that hierarchy, that vertical line, right? You're a better Christian. You can be higher because you go to church on Sundays. You start doing that rewards and punishment to see where you are on that vertical line. Um, thank you. And I was told this morning to go over this today because some people needed to hear it. Um, so you believe someone deserves more. People can deserve more or less based on where they are on the hierarchy of the vertical line. But the horizontal view, right? You see the world as an equal plane, and you gain your morality or your motivation. It comes from the positive or negative effects on those around you, right? Because you're all here. So when you affect somebody, it affects us all the same way. Like if you make people pissed off, then you live in a pissed off environment. So then you know that that's not how you want to live. So you are basically governed, and your morality is governed by the effects, negative or positive, on those people around you, and then how they treat you because of the way you treated them. Your exchange of energy, right? And if you believe that we're all on the same equal plane and that you give what you get and all the things and it works that way and there's nobody above or below, you are more likely to believe in equity, right? You believe that everybody should have what they need. You want everybody to be in a good mood because your morality and your motivation comes from how you impact the world around you. And so the Happy Hippie Club is basically teaching you, right, how to become on that horizontal line an impact for positive change agent. And that positive change agent starts with being a positive person for yourself first. You have to show up for you before you can show up for the world. And that's what I was told to talk about today again, because I feel like somebody is still like on the fence and thinks that it's going to like somehow interfere with their religious practice or their biblical practice. And I'm promising you that it is not. However, you do devotionals, however you pray, however you meditate, that is 100% personal relationship with your God. And no one judges you for it. I have friends of mine who go to yoga retreats and do a daily Bible devotional, and they are dead set on they stop, and when they ask to hear from their spirit team is their connection to God through Jesus, right? When I say I don't yuck anyone's yum, I do not. I am a forever student, and I want to hear about your God. I want to hear about your practices as well, because it's a conversation, right? And when you get into our wellness center, because it's going to be Heart of Virginia Hydro, a cultivation and wellness apothecary. It's going to be homegrown, handpicked, and homemade. Homegrown is going to be all the things that you need in that store to help you grow your cannabis and your medicine. You can also grow other plants. We're going to have peppers and tomatoes and hydrangeas and everything else growing in those tents, because it's a plant growing. You can't grow those in public, so we're going to grow other things. But it's going to be homegrown. How do you have the ability, right, to grow your own medicine? Because you 100% should have the ability to take care of yourself when shit hits the fan as a human being. If you're going to do it. And then hand-picked, right? Hand-picked is going to be all of those things that are our favorite things. The taste of Farmville, the local things, the glass pieces, the art, the crystals, the Reiki infused jewelry, the entire herbal store. We're going to have lavender, witch hazel, essential oils, um, all the things you need to up your spiritual practice. And then that's handpicked. All the things we handpicked to put in the store for you to help you grow your spirituality, your person, your wusa. And then homemade will then be all of those homemade food items that you are able to sign up for with the private food club. And so that is our mission, right? It's to help you grow however you need to grow. We're going to help you to. I truly believe that organic food, cannabis, and orgasms are all you need to make your world happy. Honestly, 100% is a little those things, right? You can heal yourself through good in, good out, and that's just the honest to goodness truth of it. Spirit dwells in your heart. Just believe in something, whether it's God, Jesus, buddy, Buddha, whatever. It's your guru. Just believe in something, right? I need to move closer. We are, like I said, we have got a lot of things going on, but this is what this vertical versus horizontal view of the world, and I am very much looking at the world as a horizontal view. What in the world? Let's see. Okay. I love it. And so we are going to keep it moving forward, right? And I think that it's interesting to be of service in a community where we're such rich in farmlands. We are so rich um, in community, and for us to be so rich in those things, but to not actually be like practicing those things. And what I want to help people do is to have a place to where they can feel comfortable coming and doing those things. And that's the honest to goodness truth. And I like to help people. So today we're going to do something because I've been trying to get into my runes, and I want to pull a rune for the day. I've got, instead of doing the cards, I'm actually going to throw my runes. I have my little rune cloth, and I've got a set of runes. I'm going to see if I can figure out which one it is. I have to look at the pictures because I'm not good at that. I'm going to look at that. Okay. We have so many pieces and parts rolling under this corporation heading, and I'm just like, wow, a lot. And I'm not great at writing things down. And I have a friend who is wonderful at it. I appreciate her so fucking much. She has no idea. And this jumped out, so this is our room today. This jumped out, and I felt like it was the right one when it did it. I'm gonna see what that is. I don't even know what that is. Let's see. You know, but that's the Heather. I'm going to say this about that. I'm going to pull this up for y'all. So Heather says it's funny how this came up today when I was speaking her truth. So Heather told her community, her friends, her family, people that she has not been, she's kept her journey to herself, and now she's ready to share her journey with others and be 100% um, authentic with her journey. And this came up. People were talking. They thought they were better than her because they believed in God and they were higher on the totem pole. And that's what she meant, totem pole, and closer to Him than me. So thanks for this bit of information because I was feeling a little weird about that. Here's what I'm going to say to you, Heather. You believe in God. Just like I tell people, I don't yuck anybody's yum. I am steadfast in my faith. And I have people who say, I believe in God. I'm like, I believe in God too. I just don't believe the only way to God is the way that you think that there's the way to God. There's also a scientific fact that the closest distance between 2 points is a straight line. That's all I'm doing. All I'm doing. I got a straight line. And I say all the time, I'm like, I believe in God as well. I just don't believe I have to shit on somebody else to be closer to God, right? I believe in God. You believe in God. So don't let anybody make you feel less than or make you feel some kind of way. And I want you to remember this because I know I could say this to Heather and she's like, you're damn right. No one has the power to make us feel any kind of way. That is our projection of our thoughts about it. That's a little bit of shadow work you have left to do. You're still gripping onto that because that gripping, us caring what other people think and what their thoughts are, that is still our projection of our feelings about what it means to say this. How we have maybe perceived people in the past who've come to us with maybe different spiritual beliefs. I remember being in the 90s. It's the 90s. Don't judge me, so I tell people all the time. I worked at a restaurant in Farmville, and everybody there was cool, but there was a lot of different people, a lot of different kinds of people. And there was a girl there, and she was a Buddhist, and she was I don't know, she was a white girl. First time I heard of Buddhism or Hinduism is like somebody choosing that as a religion and going into it. I thought it was like football teams when you were born, your parents told you what you were. And that was how I lived my life, right? I like the Washington Redskins, the Atlanta Braves, and Jesus because my mama told me to. And that's just what you happens in the South. Until you grow up and you get your own opinion of it. I was told the tarot cards were of the devil. I went to a Pentecostal church. They told me that wearing pants I was gonna go to hell. They told me that cutting my hair, wearing makeup, wearing jewelry, and they could biblically back it up and had me convinced as a kid. So the things that I feel like I never worry about what other people. I don't care. Like I know what my religion is. Christians have faith. They have this unwaverable faith and they will hold on like they don't care what it like your religion is wrong. They will tell elder in the they will tell like a rabbi how he killed Jesus. And they could be somebody who only goes to church once a month, but they're gonna stand firm and Jesus is right and Jewish people killed him, right? Because that's their faith. So I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna ask anybody, whatever it is that you believe it. Stand on it. That's all it is, it's about faith. No one ever backs me down about how I believe because I don't back them down about how they believe. Like I have people say, "What do you hate?" People have asked me, and this is I don't. My friend's like, "Are you just focusing on me today?" I'm not giving her name. She said, "Well, what do you hate about? What are you so hard on the Christians for?" And honestly, my honest opinion is, the Christians who live Christ-like, I love them. But it's the people who claim Christianity and live in a way that is unpleasing to God. And they can't see the forest for the trees. And it's very evident. homosexuality is wrong, but they've got 4 wives. There's no degree of sin in the Bible. And people try to judge, and I don't judge anybody. I don't. It's not my place. You have your walk with your God. Our relationship with our saviors, our deities, our higher powers, our souls, our higher selves, that is such a personal thing. Red and I could not be more different when it comes to spirituality discussion. Could not be more different. My husband was a deacon in a church. My husband has 52 Bibles in here. My husband he prays over his food before he eats it. We could not be more different, but we respect the fuck out of each other. He's like, hey. He's like, it works for you. You're a kind person. You're probably one of the most Christ-like people. He's like, honestly, as far as behaving like what you would consider like a quote-unquote spiritual good person, he was like, you walk that walk. He says, I know a lot of people that go to church every Sunday that do not walk it. Like, I'm going to talk shit about somebody. I'm like, well, don't. Like, I don't want to be ugly. Like, I'm saying to people, like, I know I'm being an asshole right now. Like, I'm going to be an asshole for a minute. I got to vent because it's pisses me off. And I need to get out. Like, then I go a little thing, I do a little meditation, like, go to their higher self. Like, I'm sorry that I had to say those things out loud about you. But I will say anything that I say to you about somebody, to them about them. I'm not a behind your back kind of person. But anyway, here nor there. I don't know why I got on that topic, but I guess the whole thing about people like judging and stuff like that. And that's that vertical thing, right? That's that vertical thing. And we just pulled, it's interesting, we just pulled Dagaz, D-A-G-A-Z. And this is the rune for the day for this group. And it jumped out of the bag. This is interesting. It says, this is the rune of growth and increase. There are no negative aspects to this rune. If negative runes surround it, it shows inner strength that can be used during difficult times. So this rune is telling us right now, I'm going to put this on my forehead, y'all. It's telling us that there is no negative aspect. Even if there's negative things around you, it is to show you how strong you are to overcome it. So when I tell you that the fortune of this community is strong, it's the rune of growth and increase. Growth and increase. There are no negative aspects of this rune. If they're surrounded by negativity, it says that it shows an inner strength that can be used during difficult times. It's showing that the rune counteracts against delay runes. It shows slow and steady growth and progress. And so if it's got delay runes, it just shows you're going to grow and you're going to grow slow and steady. And slow and steady wins the race. Red always says, smooth is fast and fast is smooth and smooth is fast. So don't have to just be smooth. Let's go smooth. Just get in your rhythm. And then if you worry about being fast, you're going to make mistakes, but just get into your rhythm. He said when you get smooth, you get faster. And when you get faster, you get smoother. And then you get smoother, right? We keep going. And that's how we do things. And that's what I kind of worked this whole everything in phases, right? Slow and steady wins the race. It might not be done perfect today, but it's at least one step forward towards even being started, right? The rune could indicate major change in your life, one for the better. It's amazing. I love it. Keeping a good attitude can enhance the situation a great deal. This is a great rune. I'm going to also read the one. This is a little website I found about this. And then I'm going to read the one in the book. Dagaz, letter D, meaning day and dawn, association, breakthrough, awakening, awareness, prosperity, the power to change the self. This is the rune we're going to use for our Happy Hippie Club. This is what this is. It is exactly, today was supposed to be about helping those people who had not committed to themselves to this once a week class to do it. And this is our rune. It's breakthrough, awakening, awareness, prosperity, the power to change yourself. Because that's all we're offering. That is all the Happy Hippie Club is offering, is the power to change yourself. And, as we get open, we will be offering in-person classes and group Reiki and stuff. But this is our first, inauguration. And I would love to have 10 people in that group to get us going. And let's see what the D is here. If it's in this book, how I can find it. If it's going to... The rules of divination. Let's see. I'm trying to find it. This book is not... There's no rhyme nor reason. I just have to script through and find it. Okay. Oh, Daid or Dwald or Daid is symbolic of increase in growth, and a major period of increase in prosperity is often introduced by this rune. It has no negative aspects, and even in the negative reading, it shows that you possess the inner strength to turn your situation around if only you will utilize it. I love it. When it is paired with delay runes, it alleviates their negativity, pointing to an eventual victory over obstacles. The growth symbolized by this rune is slow but steady, rather than overnight success. Therefore, as the changes are happening, you may not notice them, but one day you will wake up and things will look much brighter. Daig has much to do with your attitude. It suggests that, as with Tinza, that putting up a good face will do much help to help you in your present problems. This is amazing. Sometimes drawing this rule will mark a major change in your life, perhaps something so radical that you will never live your life in the same way again. And this is for y'all. I mean, this is it. Usually this deals with making a new start on some level, but sometimes it shows that you must make the best of a situation over which you have no control. Things will get better, though perhaps through an outside agency. This is especially indicating when the knowledge is nearby. It can also show you being exposed to a new way of life or thinking, even a religious enlightenment. I've been called to start playing, honestly, touching these more, and every time it's the perfect message. So that is absolutely perfect. So all signs point to yes today. All signs point to yes today. I'm also going to, and I don't know why, but I'm going to do it. Pulling a collective card today. It says somebody's not convinced. Is what I just heard. Somebody's not convinced. Pull an Avalon card. Somebody needs an Avalon card. So we're going to pull a collective Avalon card today. Um, Everything starts with the breath. And if you're a little overwhelmed today, like I just got a little overwhelmed. So I feel like somebody's energy came through that's a little overwhelmed. So somebody's watching me and they're a little overwhelmed today. This message may be for you. I don't know who it is. I think this message is for somebody, and it's interesting this person is here. And I'm going to see if this resonates. I'm not going to say this person's name out loud, but you're watching. Heather, we love you, and we're always here to help you. And this message is let's do another deep breath in through the nose, long and slow out through the mouth. Ooh. I like to do that in the morning sometimes. So I'm going to do a little breathing with y'all if you don't mind with me. So I want you to do this at home if you just don't feel weird about it. It's just letting energy out. And sometimes for me specifically, sounds can help me get energy out. And so sometimes when I'm trying to move some stuck energy, I will grunt it out. So I'm going to take some deep breaths and I'm going to blow it out with some veracity. So just go with it here, okay? Oh. Until I can exhale without feeling like that, I don't stop. Mm. All right, better. Better for me. Not sure if it's better for y'all, but it's better for me. Um, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the card. Interesting. We got two. We got two that popped out, and I'm not sure which one. It's going to be the frog, and then it's going to go to the spider, is what I just got told. The frog, and then the spider. Okay, the frog and the spider. And the frog, it's funny, it's 14 and 15. I feel like it's exactly what it says. Like with one comes the other. These kind of go hand in hand. For somebody listening, it says cleaning house, releasing emotional baggage, and then the spider is creative projects. And I'm going to read the book in a second, but I'm also been guided to start doing more intuitive reads. And what I'm getting is, right, is a lot of people are ready to bring in something new into their life, but right now they don't feel like they have room. We've been talking about letting go of stuff for a while now that doesn't serve, right? And it's about cleaning house, releasing emotional baggage, getting rid of those things, cleaning out that which no longer serves to make room for the creative projects that are going to come behind it. There are things on precipice, but you have not let go of the things that are no longer serving you and cleaned out and made room for it to be able to get that project, that creative project off the ground. And it's interesting because the frog is about hopping around, it's like kind of like and then the spider's slow and makes a web and kind of weaves things. And it's interesting. I'm trying to figure out the symbolism of those two things with the two messages on the card. We're going to go to the book and see what it has to say. So 14, this is for somebody specifically. And if you can claim it, claim it. It says, the frog says that it's time to clean house and get rid of the clutter in your environment, your head, and your heart. Move out of any objects, thoughts, or relationships that hold you back. It's time to get rid of anything that clutters your life or your space with unwanted but burdensome energy, or anything that weighs heavily on your heart. Look around you and take stock of what surrounds you. Does what you see hold positive and supportive energy? If not, it's time to throw it away and release it so it in turn will release you from the influence. When the frog appears, it's always spring and time for cleaning your house so you can allow new and fresh energy to enter the world. The frog says it's time to release all things no longer appropriate to bring on your journey. Then you can hop to the next lily pad, light and free. So, yeah, I was exactly right. What this book says is what I said. Heather 105, 101.5 was on a roll this morning with music relating to this. I posted a few of them up. Awesome. So basically, yes, if you are holding on to things that are no longer serving you, you are keeping yourself stuck to that lily pad, right? You're keeping yourself stuck to that lily pad. Cleaning house, emotionally, spiritually, but yes, exactly, right? Cleaning house. And then the spider is number 15, which is about creative projects. So once you do that, you can move on to 15. It says the spider reminds you that you have within you the gifts to create meaningful, purposeful work. Within you is an artist waiting to be expressed. Think about this. Do you write in journal? Do you write in journal each day? This message couldn't be any clearer for this group. Do you draw, paint, cook, or play music? Do you realize that everything you do on a daily basis is an act of co-creation with the divine? The spider signals then that it's time to be aware of your responsibility for creations in your life. Maybe you need to rethink an issue or apply your inner artist to find a solution. If you're unhappy with anything, ask yourself, how can I create a better, more productive, and loving experience for myself and others? I love that. That's a great journal right there. How can I create a better, more productive, and loving experience for myself and others? I love that. Whether you see yourself as an artist or not, you're always co-creating with divine. You are the architect of your own happiness and fulfillment. Do what life are you building? Don't just sit there. This is your time to create. So clean it up and move it about. Clean it up and get it done. Get her done. Those messages were somebody today. Now we're at 53 minutes. I'm going to be within my time today because we're about out of here. One last thing. The website is updated for the end of the month. There's also a new coupon code. So I'm going to put this up in the comments. We have our Summer of Love. You're going to have a coupon code that is good for the next 3 days to save 10% on a $100 purchase. It's good through the 31st. And we are ending off our Summer of Love this week. We are also going to, here we go, there we go. Use code LOVE to save 10% on $100 purchases, good through the 31st. You can use that code. So we're going to run a contest for the next 3 days. Everyone who uses that code is going to get entered to win a free stuffed cookie of their choice. And the stuffed cookie will be either the s'mores, the pumpkin, or the apple pie. So make sure that you are using that's our last contest of the month of the summer. We're going to run a fun Labor Day contest. Don't forget, there's going to be prizes for everyone who shopped this summer. There's a super fun concert T-shirt coming out. The Summer of Love tour that has all the cities and states from everywhere we've had orders from this summer. We've had states. I cannot wait to run the report to see how many states we've done. It's phenomenal how many states we've done. And we're going to do this last little contest. Save 10% off of a $100 purchase or more. Everyone who uses this code from today through the 31st, when it expires from now to the end of the month, you will be entered to win a free stuffed cookie. We'll pull all those orders, put you in a hat, and we will get you winning and get you out the door. We've done so many fun contests this summer. Heather Johns kicked it off with winning our 1-to-1 giveaway on our grand reopening on June 1st. That whole weekend, we ran every order in, got an edible in a box, and Heather Johns won a box of almost 30, 40 treats. It was amazing. We have been giving away sampler boxes and our new releases and all of that. What's the code? I missed that. So it's up on the screen, Sheila. Use code LOVE and save 10% on $100 purchases. It's good today through the 31st. New carts are on the website. New flower flavors are on the website. The honey is on the website. The stuffed cookies do not drop till September. The stuffed cookie is still there. It is not on sale anymore, but it is there. There'll be some introductory little stuff. They're gonna be amazing. The apple pie one I'm super excited about. So that is our deal for the day. We are at 56 minutes. I'm going to be within the hour today. I hope that you have all found something that has resonated today. I know that I've been all over the place as I normally am, but it is wake and bake, and that's what we do. But if you are still on the fence about the Happy Hippie Club, please fill out the Google form. I will be getting in touch with everybody over Labor Day weekend. We're hoping to kick that off in September. It'll be a weekly class on Zoom. There will be an ability to have some study halls together, and I'm super excited about it. So on that note, we are going to get off here today. I'm trying to stay within the hour. Thank you, Selena. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow morning. I'll see y'all back here on Wednesday night. I got a lot of things to do. Some of you I'll see tonight on our Reiki class. But until then, peace, love, and feast. And as always, everybody, stay elevated. I love you and have a great day.